So proud of me. Ha ha ha. I could do that myself. So, from last week, we talked about it like the existence of our soul, our spirit, like we all have our own souls, our own spirits. And today, we're going to keep on that topic, but, oops, next slide. So we talk about the survival after that, like so our spirit that keeps on, so that's the eternal, never ends. This is just our body. But in this life, we're having this body. In the next life, we're gonna have another one. So that defines reincarnation. And that's what we're gonna be talking today. Like reincarnation is just like introductory topic about reincarnation. There is as all that we are going to be talking here through the weeks, like it's just like an overall view of each topic, but it's a good start. So there is way more in-depth, like, scenarios and topics to be discussed, but it's a good beginning. So reincarnation. So let's start with the simple things. What is reincarnation? What the etymology of the word? So re equals to repeat or come again. So we're going to redo a job. We're going to redesign a room in the house. We're going to read a lot of things. Those are the two words that come up to my mind at the moment. But you get what I'm saying. We have to redo something, redesign. And so move on. Incarnate from Latin, it's incarnatus. So to become flesh. So flesh like this. Incarnate, flesh. So reincarnation, it's come again in flesh. So come again in body. So that's the etymology of the word. And you can get that on the dictionary as is showing on the slide. But for us, that as we are studying Spiritism, what is, I think I just lost Ricardo and she might ask to enter again. Let me just open here so I can be aware if she tries to enter. Oh no, Ricardo is here. Someone dropped. I don't know who. Angela, maybe? Yeah, I think we lost Angela. I was just going to leave here so I can see if she pop up again. So, but for us, we are here studying Spiritism. See, just talking about her. I'm a medium. I already can see the future. But that's a topic for another night. So reincarnation, according to Spiritism, what is it? So is the return of a soul or a spirit, so, same thing, to a physical life in another body that has been newly formed for it. So the definition is that. So we have to reborn so we can learn again and our soul can have another experience. So the Spiritism understand that after a time of a soul journey, the soul is reborn into a human conditions as we experience now. But as we know, we can come on different, as for Spiritism, we believe we become simple, and we develop more evolved, sophisticated bodies. So it's a bit different from, for example, Buddhism. Like for them, they do believe in reincarnation as well. But they believe on this life we could be like having a human experience, and the next life we can come as a dog. For us, it's just a matter of progress. So yes, we could have been a dog in the past, but then our spirit and our soul is evolving. So it's always a progress, it's always a more evolved and sophisticated machine, if I could say, like, if I can use this term, So we become very simple, and more we have knowledge, more we learn, more we progress, more evolved going to be the body that we're going to be using for their experience. So for us, we don't quite believe that after we have that human experience, we're going to be on the next life as a dog, because then there is no purpose on that. Like, there is not that the dog cannot teach us a lot of things. They can. They're pretty loyal. They love without restraints. We can learn a lot of things from the pets or any other animal. But it's a matter of not only our body that needs experience, we need to evolve our morals and our intelligence as well. So as a human, as animals, they have very limited intelligence on that sense and morals. So for us, makes sense. And we truly believe that once we pass that stage of, animality, is that a word? Animosity? So then we come for the human experience, no? So the spirits usually say, like the spirits, like our mentors, are looking after us and guiding us as we are looking after and guiding the animals, in a sense, like they are a bit more seniors and more experienced in helping us on this stage of life, and us as having a bit more of knowledge, intelligence, we are guiding the pets and the animals on this realm, so we could guide them on their own journey of progress of their souls and so on. So it's how this chain of help and being together in one works in a very simple view. All good? Everybody following? Yes? So, okay. So we have been born on these human conditions and carry with the heritage. So good or bad. I know usually in past, we don't usually like to use the word good or bad, but just for the simplicity of the study, we're going to keep with them, because there is no bad on a sense there is terrible and shouldn't be done. Like, as we already discussed here many times, everything that God creates is beautiful and is perfect, but maybe some things can bring us some sorrows and some challenges, but the bright side is even on the sorrows and on the pain, we learn. So sometimes that is important as well. But just for the simplicity, we're going to, and also the text also says a lot about good and bad. But please just remember that is not like bad with that really heaviness that brings the word, It's just in a sense that it's just not experience. It's just a challenge, okay? Of the past.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes the word bad just put that negativity towards, and sometimes brings pain. Yeah, it does, but it is what it is, It's part of the journey. It's part of the experience. So, for example, if you put your hand on a fire, it's going to burn. Is the fire bad? No, but it's part of what he delivers to you. So you need to learn how to deal around the fire. It's not even bad or good. Like, can be good, help you cook your meal, but also can burn your hand if you don't look after, you don't know how to treat. So it's in that sense a very simple way that is the experience that we have. Like, they're just opportunities. It's how we approach and how you deal and handle them. It's a good or bad situation. Does that make sense? It's a very simple way to put, but anyways, you understand me.
Yes, because the other way you're going to talk about the stages of evolution, right? That's also a bad definition.
Yeah.
So because it's very complicated to say the right way. So just take the very simple way, saying Jesus is better than I am. Period.
Yeah. So so when we are born again, we have the heritage of the good and bad that our soul already carrying through the other, existence. And reappears on earthly scene to play a new act of the drama of life. To I wouldn't say the word repay all that. It's not about that, but it's about the consequences of the choices we made. As the same example of the fire, if I put my hand on a fire, it's gonna burn, and the consequences are gonna hurt my hand. I'm gonna have burned skin. I'm gonna have to treat. I maybe lose mobility of my hand. Is that like a punishment? No, it's just the consequence of the choice that I made to put my hand on the fire. I could, with the knowledge that I know that the fire will burn me, I should choose wisely and not put my hand. So it's just a consequence. So when we're born, and a lot of people also use the word karma, that you bring with all the bad and death and things from your life. It's not on that sense that God is being punishing you. It's just on a sense like we always have to deal with the consequences of the choices that we made. Is the law. Where would be the divine justice if God promotes something special for one and all to another? It's not about that. It's about like we are equal. So everything that you choose to do, it's going to have a consequences, and then we have to be responsible for them. As the same way, if you're driving a car, you have special people inside of the car with you. If you choose to drive wisely, you're going to hopefully safely arrive onto your destination. But if you choose doing strange maneuvers, or you're doing like illegal things, you're probably going to have a cop behind you, so you're going to have to cop with a fine. You choose to drive reckless, so there is a consequences. It's the same way with our lives. It's just the law of the Jesus. I got a blank now. There's a specific name for the law. Law of, holy moly, I was reading this afternoon, it comes to my mind. Of
Responsibility?
No, the name of the law. There's 10 laws on the book. I was reading today. I can't forget, but it's just like the law is the divine justice about consequences, a lot of the justice. Anyway, I will come back to my mind later. Sorry for that.
The law of progress?
Yeah. No, there is a specific law. There are 10 laws on the book. It's the law of, it's not the law of the action and reaction, but it's something like that. But let's move on. The law is going to be way further on, and then we're going to revisit that later. So good. You know what I get it. If you choose to do something, you're going to have a consequence, either good or bad. It's just the consequence of your choice. It is what you choose, and then you're gonna get what you choose from as a consequences of your acts.
Divine or natural?
Huh?
The law of divine or natural?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only law that falls into what he's saying.
So this is it. Thank you, Jackson.
Yeah. Well, you have the law of liberty, where you have the liber arbitrio, the discrimination.
Yeah, but you get it. You will get it. You got it. Right.
Law of justice, or law of charity. Yeah. Okay.
So now that we agree with the definition of reincarnation, there hips thousands of books that talk about it. The spirits books is some of them, but also there is other philosophies, other religions that practice reincarnation, believe in incarnations. So you can see it's not only spirits book that talks about it, like many other philosophies and and religions have books, and even people that doesn't have like a specific religion writes about it because it's a topic that really, really interests many, many people. As you can see on Amazon, there is like over 50,000 books that talks about reincarnation. So if you think about a specific religion, a specific thought, most likely you're going to find on Amazon. Okay. And like you have to consider this presentation that we're using here is from the US Spiritist Federation. And if I'm not wrong, it's like 2 years or 3 years old. So that print probably, it's outdated. So that number probably is bigger. I should have Googled that today just to bring this today. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. So there is lots of books out there. And again, are they right? Are they wrong? I don't know. You read, take your own conclusions, see what resonates with your heart, what, brings you peace. Worst case scenario, you're going to read, your grammar, improve. You're going to have another experience. You're going to have a different point of view, even if you don't agree with. So that at least you can have the tools to say, I don't agree. I read, I don't agree because A, B, C, or D. So it's never a bad reading. It's just, it's always a positive sign about reading something, even if you disagree with it. But because we are a spirit center, even though, as you know, here in PESC, we have a very broad approach. We use Spiritism as the base of our knowledge and the base of our teachings, and it's what is in our heart. But we also embrace any other philosophy that, walks hand in hand what Spiritism teaches us, and above of all, that whatever it agrees with the teachings of Jesus, So if it's follow that path, we read, we share, and we follow and, bring it in. But because we are talking about Spiritism and this, what's that? The art of living. Thanks, Marcelo.
Racism.
So because this is an introductory study about Spiritism, so what Spiritism tells us about reincarnation. So for those that know the Spirit's book, the book of, questions and answers. So that's question 166. So how can the soul that has not reached the perfection during its corporeal life complete the work of its purification? As we briefly talked last week about the purpose of, we have a soul to come and have experience is to evolve like a little baby that is born and then learn through the life. And then, one becomes like an old person, have a lot of experience, help other people's, make part of a community the same way as our soul. So we are on a school journey with our soul. We are living and learning through every opportunity that we have to incarnate here on this corporeal life. So each stage of our incarnation is just one stage on this school of our soul, I can put in a very simple way. All right. So the spirits reply by submitting to the trial of a new existence. So, you're here, learn, be with a group of people, see what they can bring to you, like see what you can, bring to them, how you can share, how you can progress, how you can love, how you can forgive, how you can build, how you can, live and have the experience. So how's the soul accomplish this new existence? Is through its transformation as a spirit. So the spirits reply, in order to purify itself. So as the spirits told us that the main goal of us to reincarnate is to become like, a pure spirit, something is magnificent, like, so that we don't need to go through the pains of the soul. We really have a book about that from Hamed, so we can, things that for us is pretty tough, like when we overcome that stage of life, we're not going to go through them anymore because we are in pure love, pure faith and in God. So, but that's like ahead of us a bit. We still have to go through those things yet. So in order to purify itself, the soul undoubtedly undergoes a transformation. But for this to occur, it needs the trial of corporeal life. So we need this. We need to be with people. We need to feel. And for some of those experiences, it's important for us to be incarnated so we can have other people with us. Then does the soul live many corporeal existence? And the Spiritist reply, yes, we all have many lives, and those who say otherwise wish to keep you in ignorance or in which then they themselves dwell. That is their desire. Are we saying other religions that don't believe in reincarnations are wrong? No. Like, for them, they truly believe what they truly believe. And that's the stage they are living, and that's important to them. So, because we're spirit and we should not go to the little brothers and sisters there, for example, Catholics that don't believe in reincarnation, say, you are wrong. Then we are not practicing what we are, discussing here every Tuesday night. Like for them, for their corporeal existence here, it's important to them to be Catholic and believe on the dogmas and the teachings of the Catholic Church. And that's their journey. So we should be respectful always and not try to impose what we think is right, because that's the way we believe, as long as that person is improving themselves, they're being good to the community, there is no right or wrong on the religion that you choose to follow. If we diverge on opinions and beliefs, we always have to be respectful on that way. If you truly believe in reincarnation and would like to study and improve yourself that way, go ahead. But for some people, it's really hard for them to understand. It's the same way, for example, if you travel, we didn't need to go too far. Half of people here Brazilian, half of the people here Australian, except Angela. She's from Portugal. But we kind of have her heritage. If you travel from one country to another, you're going to have a cultural shock. Are they wrong? No, they're just different. It's the way they, the way the community grow, the way they believe, the way they grow, the way they live their lives. So we always have to be respectful. The same way when we travel to a country and respect the culture and the background of that country, we always should be respectful towards other people's beliefs and faith. All right. And from this principle, it seems that after having left one body behind, so when we die, for this existence, the soul takes on another, or in other words, it reincarnates into a new body in this case. So obviously, so yeah, we do reincarnate in another bodies when we leave this one here. So my existence now is the conglomerate of existence I have on my past life. So what you're seeing there here, and from me, what I'm giving to you is the outcome of many, many lives that I have behind that build who I am inside of, like, who my soul reflects on my personality, you know? So that's how it works. So the infinity varieties, tastes, faculties, and characters is easily explained. So that is explain how I am the way I am, why Ricarda is the way she is, why Colleen is the way she is, Marcelo, and so on. We are all different, and that's the result of many existence and the everything that we accumulate on those existence. Our soul is not the same, and also our soul is not the same on the age. You know, we all have climbed different stages in our journey. So on the path of the evolution, some of us, who knows, are really approach the apogee of the earthly experience and progress. You know, maybe, who knows, that will be my last existence on this earth, and I will be upgraded to a new planet. Who knows? It would be nice, actually. And some souls are pretty new to Earth. Like, you know, they came from other planets, other existence, other realms, and maybe they are having their first experience here on Earth. Like, we are all in different stages of life. In the same way, we are all different stages when on Earth, when we're talking about Earth people, you know, we have like old people, like with lots of experience, and we have babies that were just born yesterday and just start the journey. So you always we always need to try to take that kind of, what is the word here? Analogy to the spiritual realm. You know, it's the same way. We have old people that are kind of leaving this existence, leave this planet because they experience everything that they could accomplish here and need a new existence, new experience, so they can learn something new. As the same way, we have babies coming in and they're to learn and have their own journey here on Earth. Does that make sense? In a very simple way to put it in. Any questions, any comments until now? Okay, okie dokie. So one of the good things that I think that is one of the things, if I'm not wrong, I told you what made me believe on the Spiritism was this, like the justice, right? Like a couple of weeks ago when Alex was presenting, that resonates like with the reincarnation and the divine justice. And the reincarnation also explains why people show inclination, like different inclinations that we just talked, like why some people it's born with like inclination for music, mathematics, science, you know, or whatever. There is so many different personalities out there, and that is just the apogee. What is that word in English? It's just the summary of what you've been collecting through your existence. So that's one of the very reasonable explanations for reincarnation as well. And we already pretty much just talk about that, you know. So that's why there's so many different people, different tastes, different personalities, because it's just the beauty of the diversity of our souls and the experience we collect through our existence. Also, this third little bullet point there is something when I was reading, I was like, it's a bit, you know, not too, I don't really agree with his saying, but after really thought about it, that he says like when having been brought from past existence, this good or bad, because they're talking about bad temper from children, you know, like when some children shows like violence, impatience, and selfishness predominant, behaviors, these tendencies, whether good or bad, those two words again, reveal the nature of our spirit past, you know, so that's the baggage that sometimes the spirit carries through. And then the good and evil, that's a very strong word as well to be used, instincts will manifest themselves from early childhood because, you know, it's their personality they brought with them. It's like it's just the the consequences of the experience that they have, and is reflect on their soul and their personality. And so they're saying is the parents' studies, is the parents' job pretty much to look after those, and trying to mold that child. And that is the beauty. Like there's in Spiritism, we believe like the soul really complete the connection of the soul to the body around the age when the child is around the age of 7. It's not when it's the birthday today and then the soul is really there. No, it's just a person, it's just like a average age. So that's why kids are so pretty, so cute. So even though if those tendencies come with them, because it could come, who knows what the past give them, if they probably have really a bad experience that brought those very I wouldn't say bad. Yeah, Colleen?
Hello.
Hello.
I haven't said anything tonight. I am surprised. Yes. Yes. So here goes. There is a general sense in Spiritism to connect the dots of behavior and of a person's character or expressions of creativity in their lives to the past, to past experiences or lives. I do want to affirm that it is not always the case.
Yeah.
That in Buddhism, they speak of the bodhisattvas. The bodhisattva is one that has reached an enlightened place and has ascended to the heavens, and then decides to return for the sake of helping those in this realm. And so their presentation could be one of a wise person, or it also could be one that is a naughty person as well. It just depends on how we view this naughtiness, and it is not so much a unresolved stuff from the past.
Yeah.
But it may be that these individuals come to assist us. Do you resonate with the prayer that, oh, please God, give me patience? Yes. So many of us are in that state of exasperation, and yet we are relying on God's intervention to help us through. But these are opportunities that are given to us, aren't they? And so the child that has or displays some kind of challenging behavior or challenging presentation, such as myself, may not be as a result of past incarnations, but can be presenting so as to assist those that they come in contact with to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come from the other side, possibly.
Yeah.
So it is important for us not to, and I have read what the spirits say in this section, and are not skeptical, but I do question the simplicity in which they have spoken about this. It is as a result of past indiscretions or lack of progression that they come in this form, but it may be that they are coming to bless us with their presence. Yes, yes. And this is not mentioned, nor is it investigated either. But it is important for us to remember not to take at face value that someone's journey is as a result of such and such.
Yes. No,
Yes.
correct. Yes, it's just like the mathematics of the choices that we made. Maybe it's that, as you beautifully put it, like that person choose to be that way, so you could give the opportunity to us to express our creativity, as you always said.
Yes, yes.
Marcelo?
Yes. What I want to say is that I not exactly 100% agree with you, Colleen, because you said the form, but there is one thing is the form, the format, right? And the other thing is the level of this soul that occupies this form, this format, right? And also, you are completely right when you say that you can choose, right? For example, I imagine and I hope that in the other lives I was a very good musician because I love music. But this life I cannot even, I cannot play anything. So I choose to forget my ability of playing music so that I can learn something different, right? But the level of my soul, and you are a very good example at this point, right? Because you will have a very elevated soul, congratulations. But your body is not helping you very much, right? So your form, then, let's say, is not okay 100%, but your soul is beautiful, right? And you are teaching us every minute you are talking, right? And you're giving your family also an opportunity to learn something from you. And you are also for sure learning something for your form, right? But this is not your soul. That's for sure not. That's it.
But yes, yes, thank you. But I want to say that the form enables me to be who I am. This form is the blessing. It can be seen as a rod for my parents' back because they are committed to assisting me in a physical sense. But in assisting me in the physical sense, it has enabled them and uplifted them in a spiritual sense, in a compassionate sense. And so there is rhyme and reason for how things are. It is not a good or bad situation, but it is all good. The form has enabled such an expedition into compassion, an expedition into love, and an expedition into challenging the complacency of those that see life in particular value levels. Yes, yes. One person who is able-bodied seems to be more cherished or more elevated or more valued and will possibly earn a sum or a salary that is representative of how they can commit themselves to a particular task. But those who are not able to commit to a particular physical task are almost judged by that. Yes. So it is we who come in this form that challenge this structure, and in time it will be dissolved. Yes, yes.
Jax?
Yeah, now what I got like to say is that it doesn't matter the form, it's always a bless. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because and doesn't fit to us make any judgment, because who are we to know exactly the big picture?
Yes.
We don't.
Yes.
And if we are mediums that are able to connect with good spirits, we may have some clue, but unfortunately most don't. So it's not for us to judge, but to accept in as a good will of God, as part of the creation, as part of the whole thing, and judge everything. I mean, not judge, but to
Considering
to
everything,
watch that,
that's a better way to put it.
watch it in love.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what are the context, what is the context that form is involved to, and form, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, exactly. There
the
is
point is,
zero
yes,
judgment, zero
Yes.
yes,
judgment
Joe.
in whatever situation,
Yes,
because
that
what
is,
is what would have to be. All right, and this is
And it should be.
should be actually, and this take us to an important thing about acceptance and sometimes compassion.
Marcelo?
my point is, read the text again, right? So that you parents have to handle bad temper from children, right? And this they brought from their former lives, right? I think everybody agrees on this, right?
No.
My point was just the word form. The word form, the format of the body, is also a decision for the spirit that is going to incarnate, right? The spirit that's going to incarnate, they choose or is chosen by them. It depends the format of the body, the diseases they are going to have, the problems they are going to go through, and etc. for a row of reasons. And all these reasons are good ones. Because as Dai said, we are on a school. So we are learning and everything serves us to learn, right? My point is that the word form, I think this is the point that we are discussing here, right? So the form of the body, how the body is made, doesn't have anything to do with the spiritual part, but yes, at the same time, has a little bit to do with the spiritual part because the spirit needs the body to evolve. That's it. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's true. But like one thing is like on that sense as well, is like not necessarily what your body reflects is like because you did something bad on your past existence. It's just like a reflection what is important to you on this existence. There is some wrong as well, wrong understanding that say like if someone it's born without a hand, it's because they probably use for on bad, use for bad things on the past existence. It's not like that, It's just like a consequence of your past life, not necessarily good or bad. It's just on this existence, maybe it's important to you to go through that lesson. Not necessarily it's because you did something wrong with your hand and now you're born. Because if it's like that, then it's about being, then we are saying that God punish you for that. And it's not about that. Reincarnation is about divine justice, about give you the opportunity to learn and to grow with the tools that God allows you to have on this existence.
Just one thing about the open mind, right? We need to as well incorporate that's not the person came in here not to learn something, but sometimes just to help someone. They call the incarnation of proof. The person must be too good to accept, to benefit others from whatever context that person is, right? So nothing deserve condemnation, nothing deserve correction, all right? It's about the big picture that we don't know much. Sorry about that.
All right. So moving forward.
May I
That's why when I was
just
sorry, Carmen. Yeah, go.
sorry.
One of you needs to mute your computer, otherwise.
I just really, who is talking? Me?
No, you need to mute your computer, Carmen, if you're speaking through Jackson. Otherwise, it's like
Computer is mute, it's not. Better?
yes.
Sorry about that. I just believe that everything works for the good. Everything we do, even if it's bad or seems bad, the good work for the evil works for the good. And sometimes we think, and I give this example always in the course of introduction to Spiritism is they imagine there are two people that reincarnated. One of them will have a tragic death. It came because for whatever reason his incarnation will be cut short by a tragic death for whatever reason. that happened in the past. And there is another person that killed many people in many other reincarnations, and he came to say, okay, this time I'll have the opportunity to kill someone, and I will not do it. I'll start healing and repent myself. Anyway, those two people are walking and cross their paths below shelter, concrete shelter. So the guy that we have the opportunity to kill someone has a gun and say, okay, give me your money. And the guy that will have a tragic death say, no, I'm not giving you my money. And then there's a point where the guy that has the gun could shoot the other one. And the guy that will have a tragic death will fulfill his path because he had a tragic death, but by the cost of the other one putting a death, let's put this way, or putting like something that the other one will need to have a consequence for his future life. Now, the other option is the guy with the gun say, okay, I will not kill you, and run away, and it doesn't shoot. And then this concrete thing that's above them just fall off and kill the guy in a tragic death. So, always, what I believe is always, things will happen, doesn't matter what we do. We can, sometimes we do things we believe is not as good, but it's going to benefit someone. It may not benefit ourselves, it may be a problem for ourselves, but it will benefit someone because someone was on the other end waiting for the event to happen. And even in the gospel, there is Christ says, Jesus Christ said somewhere that says, sorry, or poor people through whom the castigo, I don't know, the bad came from. I say, who poor the people that, or sorry for the people that end up doing the bad thing, because they will need to pay for it, but they are helping the other one. They're helping someone else.
If it was necessary, he said, if it was necessary, but poor the one that brings evil.
Yeah, poor the one that brings it. Yes, that's the thing. That's the saying, which even Jesus Christ recognized that there is, it happens, but it's not bad. The problem is we look alike for a little things from the little point of view. We don't know, and we cannot see the whole thing. That's the main thing. Yes.
But dichotomy of
yes. Yeah.
But
we
said,
cannot see it. So
poor the one that brings the evil. So there is a poor fellow, the one that brings the evil. And this is what the text says here, right?
That's exactly that.
So parents have to bring children, not to bring evil to others.
Read Pietro Baldi, The System.
Yes, I don't need to read the Pietro Baldi
understand.
System. I'm reading this text here, right? It's the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 14, item 9.
I'll shut
Yeah.
up.
So yeah, on that sense, see, that's the beauty about Spiritism. That's the beauty that brought us together. As we always say, there is no right or wrong. It's like that instigates you, so we could have those discussions. Like even though when sometimes we don't really agree 100% where we're going or what we are saying, that's the beauty for me. Like makes you, I wanted to see that, and then I bet once we finish tonight, some of you will get some books and say, he's here. Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, but maybe not like that. So that's the beauty. So we're improving ourselves even when we don't agree 100%. So that's the beauty. But as this is just an introduction of reincarnation, we read really in depth of discussion about it.
I think Colleen has raised her hand.
Oh, sorry. Go.
Thank you. It is a a brilliant text, but it is a controlled text. The spirits are guided by the questions, and Kardec or whoever has assisted in the process have guided the spirits into what is wanting to be known or to be unveiled. But there are gaps because there is no follow-up on some questions. And so we find ourselves with this situation where we haven't explored the possibility of the purpose of those that come forward with challenging behaviors. There is a gap. And that is, of course, going to be the situation because this text has over 1,000 questions being asked. If it cannot be exhausted. The number of questions that can be asked would make this an infinite text. But it is not just a sealed document.
Yeah.
The Spirit's word is not final because the question has not been fully fleshed out or fully explored. Do you see this? So if we hold on to the text it is unfinished. So if we hold on to something that is not fully explained, just as we are going backwards and forwards until we get an answer that we are happy with, the spirits themselves have not been fully, interrogated. Yes, is a good word. Yes. Yes.
The same way as like the Spirit's book clarify a lot of things that's from the Bible that is like precedes 4,000 years before.
Yes.
The same ways that the books of Kardec that is over 150 years old, like we have new books, new mediums, new approach of the Spiritism that is evolving with time. So so it's great. So we are evolving.
And that is why the book, the A Course in Miracles and such texts are going beyond. Not that the spirits in the Spirit's book haven't explained things, but they go to deeper explanation.
Yeah,
yes.
And we have to consider as well the same way that God speaks through riddles. No, through riddles.
Parables.
Parables. Thank you.
Yes.
Because the people back then understand that way on a very simple way, the way that the spirits reply for the people that were compiling the questions 200 years ago or so was on a different cultural and social, background is different from us as well. We were very lucky that we could read the 5 books from Kardec and a bunch of other books. So we have a different perspective and different view of the text as well.
Yes.
But sorry.
Thank you.
No worries. Just on the subject of kids, so we can just follow the text, like the reincarnation to explain why some kids demonstrate so many abilities that we kind of talk about that. And it gives us some example, like for example, Mozart, at age of 4, wrote his first sonata. At age of 7, created his first opera. And at 12, he had a completely operas written. So that's like reincarnation can clearly explain that because it's like the baggage that, Mozart has on his previous life that kind of flourished on his existence and that he could be great musicians. And so that's why we have a lot of people in different backgrounds. We have great doctors, great teachers, great musicians, great, whatever you name it. So because of the background and what is important for us on this life to experience and to flourish as well. It doesn't mean we don't have other qualities and experience. It's just because of this on this existence is important for us to explore what we have at hand. Yes, Colleen?
I apologize. There is a question that I have to the beautiful sensitivities of some of these prodigies that come through. The question is, are these individuals masterful mediums?
Oh.
Rather than reincarnated brilliant people from previous lifetimes. Maybe these individuals are incredible mediums that hear so clearly the voices and the music from beyond this realm.
Yeah, I would say yes. It's really no there. I don't think is like a set in stone on the answer. I think it could possibly be great mediums as well. The compilation of the experience from previous life that like in that make these on this life they be so brilliant on that skills. I would say like
Okay.
well that's my point of view. Like I would say it could go both ways. I don't.
Yes. Again, it is one of those things, isn't it? We can surmise,
Yeah.
but yes, it can be that these individuals have pure connection to masterful, yes, musicians in another lifetime. Yes.
Yeah. And this existence is important from them because then they brought something to light that is very important for the community.
Yes, yes. Beethoven as well. So clearly, did he hear the music? He speaks in some of the letters that he writes. He speaks of the music coming through to him, and this is incredible. It doesn't come all at once, but it comes systematically, and he can pick up and drop off just as mediums do as well. Their connection to spirit just seems to be so beautifully in tune for what needs to come at that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
many other beautiful examples on this case, like on the slides that they prepare for us about Michelangelo and many others as well. And also, there's other examples that talk about Vera Cruz. There was a 7-year-old child with like the power of healing, and then he would prescribe like remedies made from vegetables that help to heal many people. When they ask him like, "What are you doing? What that came from?" and maybe that answer your question as well, Colleen. He said that there was he remember he was a great doctor, and like what was his name on the previous incarnation, so that knowledge carries with him. And because kids, as I just previously say, are until the age of 7 or 8 are so connected with the spiritual realm, because the spirits are about to completely fully attached to the body is a very simple way to put it, for lack of more sophisticated words from myself. So they are pretty more prone to listen, to be aware of the spiritual realm and have those memories flourishing there, like so they could tell us. And then his parents say, "Father, you must not think I will say." And also he said to his father that he knew that his existence on that planet, on that existence, would be very short, because he was meant to be there just for a short period of time, probably just to show the beautiful of healing, in that experience, and make people truly believe, and maybe brought faith towards that community that he was born. And then he disincarnated a few years later after he tell his father that. So those are just some of the many examples of reincarnation and kids with exceptional skills. It doesn't mean if you don't have any exceptional skills, like for the world, and and make like new discovery, new operas, or new scientific thing, that you're not worth it. You're beautiful as you are. You're important for your family. Whatever you're doing is exceptional. It is important. But those examples help us to really give examples of reincarnations in like what we carry, like when we brought the experience from previous life onto this new existence. All right. So you're important. You're beautiful, and everything you do is amazing. Also, there is other studies and authors about reincarnations. Here's just some examples. Yeah, Jacques? I'm just about to start a new subject in book, so you go ahead if you want to say something about what we're talking about. Go.
Well, the Dr. Ian Stevenson is the founder of the DOTS, the thing I mentioned last week. And then I put in the, did you have a look? Did you have opportunity to look at that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's unbelievable. All these stories are there, including that. He was the founder, and he's now retired. But others are following. So if you use that to get into the site, you see the work they are doing. It's unbelievable. This is where we are up to now, is that institute. That's where the science is up to now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. In spite of being really for a long time, it's not much. It's not much, in my opinion.
All right. So then there is some books from him, and also other books that are not spiritist books, but like from different authors. One of them, actually, I went to Google to have a read about this, like just like the summary of it, is like a young boy that he remember. He remembered his previous life as a pilot on World War II. So when he was about 2 years old, he was having nightmares about like a plane on fire and the pain and like the people and names. So their parents decided to putting the dots together with those episodes of his nightmares and things that he say. So their parents like really investigated and come across like with the names that he gives and like find out like he was the reincarnation of the one of the pilot that is on the book, and all the facts were correct. So that is a proof. Not only is that's not a spirit's book, is like just like a normal book, I would say, about someone that came across with that experience, because the boy was remembering everything and telling names, datas, and everything matched. So they could put the information together and relate it to like who he was and like what was his job in the army on the World War II. So it's pretty amazing. And the books is like have more than 2,000 reviews, and people like in different reviews of people that don't believe in like, afterlife or reincarnation really got gobsmacked about the amount of data, that realistic data on the book that the parents compile. So they could put this book out there to prove reincarnation exists. So it's not only spirits book that talks about it, or like religions and faith books, I would say, the books that try to make you believe something. There's people out there that just like this is the fact. There is not a way for me to, not believe that, because this is the fact. So it's just one example. Is that the book is pretty good. I think I will download on my Kindle and read. I got really curious about the story of this boy.
I think this case was also studied by that institute.
So where I am on my paper here. Then back to spirits study. What's the purpose of the reincarnation? So Kardec asks the spirits on the books. So we are going with the answers from back then, and then we're going to have our inputs now with the experience that we have. So the purpose of the reincarnation is, first of all, learning. The same way we go to school is to learn. So whatever we need to learn in this existence, we are learning. We are being given the opportunities and the challenge and the to learn. And like so that we're going to improve our moral and our spiritual and our intelligence as well. So the purpose of reincarnation is to learning. We also say like you make amends, with the people that we are born, but that is a learning as well. I would say falls under the umbrella of learning to love, learn to forgive, learning to share, learning to, teach someone, like how to teach someone, how to help someone, learning how to help, learning how to be useful. So anything you could possibly think about reincarnation falls under the umbrella of learning. If we're learning something, we are helping ourselves and the people that surround us. Good? We already have a great discussion previous about like, the why we are born with problems that then we come across, like children's bad behavior and blah, blah, blah. So we already come across that discussion early on. So because the reincarnation explains the reason the problems, let's just change that word for the challenge and creativities, opportunities that life gives us, as for us to improve ourselves. And from the previous slides, to learn. And gives us the example of Nosolar, like, Nosolar describes on the books, like how the reincarnation process kind of works. You go to like that little, I would say, government, spiritual government, like that is responsible for reincarnation, to try to plan your reincarnation, what things you think you should improve. If you're not wise enough to choose by yourself, you're going to be seniors people there to say, look, like mom and dad say, when mom and dad choose for your children, like you don't have maturity and you're not mature enough to choose by yourself. So the best way to do is follow what mom and dad say. So it's pretty much the same way in the spiritual world, like you can try to plan your next incarnations and have the experience you carry on, but also you're going to have the help of more senior and, and wise spirits, because they have more knowledge. On that sense, doesn't mean they are better than you. They just have more knowledge than you. To help and guide you to plan your next incarnation, so you can learn more and improve more, having that baggage with you. And when I say baggage, it's not on the negative way. It's just a baggage. It's the things you learn, you carry on with you. It's part of who you are. There is no way for you to throw that away. It's part of you. The same way when you go to school, when you go to the university, you have the baggage of all the schools and people you came across on your life until then. It's just the baggage you carry on, that you use to improve, study, and keep move on. So, and then there is this say, only one reincarnation demonstrates how God is just and wise. His only reincarnation, sorry, not only one, only reincarnation demonstrates how God is just and wise. His spiritual law gives to each according to his or her deeds. So we already talked about it. Whatever we're going to accomplish and experience on our future incarnations, is the summary of the things we are carry on. It's just the law of the divine justice. Like we are gonna to collect the consequences of our choices, and and also the people that surround us, because that is the opportunity for us to grow and learn. So that's the famous saying: we reap what we sow, good or bad. So again, those words are a very simple way to put, but yeah, there is no way for us to, to reap orange if we plant apples. There is no way. So if we choose to plant seeds of something, we're gonna reap those seeds. Or maybe a lot of things can happen on the way, because can come a bird and eat that seed. So that's like other things that happen on the way. But like on a very simple ways, that's how it happens. Like we have to reap what we sow. So be wise when you try to choose your seeds. I'm not saying that to put like any fear on you. It's not about that. As we always say, there is no right or wrong on that sense. It's just the experience of our lives. And God is, we already talked about when we were discussing the existence of God, like how to know we are doing the right thing. On that sense is like God lives in you, that's your conscience. That's the way that you connect with God. So use your conscience to, when you're about to do something, when you're about to choose something that has some consequences, is about, go inside of yourself and ask those questions, like maybe what Jesus would do. That's a very heavy question, but like, oh, is this good for me? Like, is this really what I want? So always try to check with your conscience, your heart. Go to meditate, go to pray, ask for guidance, to ask for light when you're about to make big decisions on your life. It's the same way with our incarnations. Like every decision that we're making, it's going to have consequences. So when you really need to choose about something really big, just go inside of yourself and ask those questions. Would that be good for me? What are going to be the consequences? We have the intelligence. We are capable of trying to have scenarios, what could happen. So that will guide you to have like peace in your heart. So everything is good. Like, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. Everything is good. But sometimes we make some decisions on the hurry of the moment and don't think about them. And so that will help us and, guide us to try to breathe in, take a moment, and try to make decisions, taking this, like all the aspects that are going to make you to make that decisions. So it's on that sense. All right. So all spirits are headed towards perfection, and God gives you, that's furnishes is a bit weird word, but gives you, like, the tools to achieve through the trials of corporeal life. Out of the divine justice, God permits spirits to accomplish in new existence whatever they could not do or complete in previous trials. It doesn't mean like it's something that are like, oh, I couldn't complete on the next life, I really have to do on this life. It's not on that sense. It's just like Marcelo said, like, in previous life, maybe he had the opportunity to be a great musician and he accomplished that. In this life, that's not going to be a very important tool for him. Maybe he needs to learn something else or put his focus on something else. So on this life, he's going to be focused on, I don't know, making great jokes. You still have to work on that, but it's his focus on this life, making great jokes. So it's on that sense. It doesn't mean like you have like undone things on your previous life. You live and you choose, and whatever you've done on your past is in the past and it's done. So try not to be attached to that. That's the problem when people come across with reincarnation and karma and consequences, the divine justice. People sometimes get too attached to this is unfinished. Don't think about that. Just try to choose wise with the things and the tools that you have at your hand. If you need to make a decision, breathe in, make a decision. And once you make the decision, it's so good. For good, again, between brackets, or bad, it's consequences. And that's going to allow you to use your creativity to deal with the consequences of your choices. But if you can make wise choices, breathe in, breathe out before you decide, that's the better, so that's why when we are adults, we make better decisions than when you have a 5 years old, because you have more experience. So it's on that sense. With more life that we live, we have more experience, and hopefully we're more wise to make better decisions for ourselves, and then we don't have to go through pain. For example, a very, very simple example of that. You're going to a party, ladies will understand me, and you're planning to dance all night long, na 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 na. You're planning that. You have a nice outfit, then you have your high heels, you will suffer through the night. Even though you love to dance, you choose to go out to dance. Your outfit is pretty, you're killing, but your feet will regret on the next day. You might not last long the whole night. You might have to throw your shoes away if you want to enjoy the dancing all night long. But if you choose go on flats or sneakers, you might dance all night long and your feet's not going to be dirty. Is right or wrong? No, it's consequences. If you choose to go wear high heels on all night long dancing, your feet's going to hurt. So it will be hurt. You might get blisters on your feet, That one maybe your night's not going to be brilliant. But it's the consequence of the things you choose to wear. So in a very simple way is life. You choose to go on high heels or flats. How you going to go on your path, But please be mindful. That's a very simple example, all right? But it's kind of we can use on that way. Any questions or any comments on that? Except that my example is very simplistic, but I think it works when you're trying to make decisions on your life. Oh, when I used to be young, I want to look beautiful, and like I thought I was looking beautiful, and I used to go out with high heels, because I thought I was killing. Now that I'm wiser and I want to enjoy the night, when I go out dancing, I use flats. So see, I went through pain to learn. Now I know what I should be wearing when I decided to dance all night long. So this is your spiritual journey. Works on the same way. You learn through pain. That makes you make wiser decisions for your life, for your future. Got it? So, Jesus, I'm lost. I'm thinking about dancing and music. I got lost. Reincarnation. So then, I think we're running a bit out of time. So, the proof of many of reincarnation. So there is people that remember. So Pythagoras recalls some of his 3 last incarnations and give proof that he remember who he was on previous life. So that's some just documents here proving like what he was saying was true. Like he could base his saying. That's what he's saying, because probably people didn't believe him back then. Also, Alphonse de Lamartine, when he went to the Orient, he speaks and he saw a place, and he said, like, in Judea, there was a charred hand, but no one recognized the valley of the battlefield of Saul. And then when he went there, he recognized and remembered that, so he could have the flashes of his previous life. So there is heaps of texts and books that with people that remember something that they shouldn't, like there is no way for them to know, and that is a proof of reincarnation. And then Edgar Case, I would say, it's an American medium that have the faculty to of entry into a spontaneous trance. On this state, he was not only able to diagnose physical and spiritual illness, but also fully capable of disclosing facts of previous existence of people who came to him and circumstances of his own previous life. So there is a medium that could see, like, through people, like what happened on his previous life. So there's plenty of proof online and on history about reincarnation, that peoples who remember, people who could see other people's life, also some hypnosis that make people to remember previous lives as well. So it's not only Spiritism that speaks about reincarnation. Many other people talk, study, and develop like the knowledge around that subject. Also, Benjamin Franklin composed his own like epitaph, when it says, because he believed in reincarnation, the body of Benjamin Franklin, printer like the cover of old book, is its contents torn out and stripped of its lettering and gilding, lies here, food for worms. But the work shall not be lost, for it will appear once more in a new and more perfect edition, corrected and amended by the author. So that's a beautiful way of put like reincarnation. Like our body is just like a book cover. When we disincarnated, we're gonna go to the spiritual realm. We're gonna be corrected and mended by the knowledge that we acquired, and with the help of our mentors and spiritual friends, and by the author itself, that is God. And then we're gonna have a new edition of ourselves. That's gonna be a new book with a new cover. So it's pretty. So that's Benjamin Franklin stone that lies on his thumb, I would say.
Don't, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. But then our guy, JC, talks about reincarnation as well on the Bible. And that was and the doctrine of the reincarnation was also excised from the Roman Church in 553, when the teachings of the origin and the most influential of the early church about the pre-existence of the soul were anathematized by the Emperor Justine. So it is on the Bible, but the Catholic kind of removed from the teachings. Again, are they wrong? They're right. Is the consequences now of what people choose to do back then. But it's part of the learning, right? So it disappears from the church history for nearly 1,000 years. And in the Bible, we can find many other parts that talks about reincarnation as well. When Jesus says to Nicodemus, "I'll tell you the truth, no one can see the kingdom of God unless he is born again." And then Nicodemus asks, how can a man be born when he is old? Jesus, surely he cannot enter a second time into his mother's womb to be born. I tell you the truth, no one can enter the kingdom of God unless he is born of water and spirit. Flesh gives birth to flesh, but the spirit gives birth to spirits. You should not be surprised at my saying, you must be born again. And that actually gives in a lot of interpretation. Some religions believes that you need to be baptized, to be reborn, to choose to live that life of that spiritual life. And for us, we believe on the truly reincarnation of the flesh, like, in the spirit as well, because our spirits go and back and learn and and forward. But then again, we open a can of worms here of the interpretations of those words, So again, right and wrong, no, is what is right for you in your heart and what resonates with you and brings you peace. So if it is Spiritism and like that helps you guide through in the way that Spiritism brings the light to reincarnation, great. But let's not go to discuss what the Catholics think about it, the Baptist thinks about it, or any other faith. For them, it's important the way they believe and they practice their faith. As long as they're doing good for themselves, good, happy days. Each of their own. As long as you're happy and you're good, life is good, is what GC wants for us, Be good, do good, doesn't matter. Jesus has no religions. He's just love. So as long as you love and keep being good, life is great. I'm not going to be picky about if you believe in reincarnation or not. That's not going to save your soul. It just helps you to understand who you are, where you came from, and where you go. But if you don't believe that and you're still doing your good deeds, great as well. I'm not going to be picky about that. As long as you're good, life is good. And then here he throws heaps of names of people that believe and brought evidence of reincarnation. So all these materials online, you can go through any of that names, and there is heaps of materials online. It's such just to give you an overall view of famous people with like power on their words and on the world that believes in reincarnation and brought their light to that subject. So Shakespeare.
Surprises Churchill.
Yeah. So Shakespeare, let's just pick something here. Victor Hugo, Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, he's famous about his books and ghosts and everything. See? So heaps of people that believe in studies and have something to say about it. Here's more examples of people that believe in reincarnation. Benjamin Franklin here. I look upon death to be as necessary to the Constitution as sleep is. We shall rise refreshed in the morning. So that's another beautiful way to put it. So the next life will be a refresh, a new started, and with a new, with the understanding of the baggage that what we accomplished until like the night before. So just some examples of people that really believe in reincarnation and approach. This guy here, Owen Barfield, was a philosopher, author, and poet. To not remember, and yeah, that's a good point about reincarnation, because many people sometimes bring this subject, why we don't remember what we done on the past life. And that is a blessing. We're going to be discussing this further on this study. Again, this is just a very simple overview. What is reincarnation? So that's more like a chapter to really discuss about why we don't remember what we did on the past life. So that's a gift, a very simple example, very, very, very simple, like what Carmen say about someone killing someone, and then they come on this life, for example, to try to act in love. So if you remember you kill like your mother and your father, like that probably will bring will be a liability to make the love grow between you two. That's a very simple example away. So God gives us the gift of forgetting what we have done so we can have a fresh start, so we can have the knowledge and the baggage, that instinct inside of us that help guide us, but we have a fresh start because it's without judgment. So here it is. Whatever you've done is great. We are grateful, but here's a new start. Like, so take this instance, take your conscience, take like your knowledge and move forward, because we should not guide our future based on looking on the past all the time, because otherwise we're not going to be focused on the path that is ahead of us. It's more about, we are grateful for the experience, but we need to look forward. We look on the past to learn, but then that's it. We're moving forward. Jacques?
Yeah, Kardec explains this very well in the book, What is Spiritism? Have a look there.
I did. So Owen said, to not remember a past life or lives is therefore no indication that we have not had them. So he's talking about reincarnation. So if we don't remember, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's It is what it is. Merely a pointer to the fact that memory of ourselves as personality is not ultimately important. Sorry about my dog. I will close the door. Alex is getting home. So the memory of ourselves as a personality is not ultimately important. To remember past lives in our present psychological condition would be to know too much. Because as I said, we could be overwhelmed about the things we have done. So it's a blessing, you know. So the past, Elsa was a really wise girl. She already sang, "The past is in the past. Let it go. Let it go. Move forward." Elsa, Disney, it's full of what like good advices for us. If you pay attention to Disney songs, you're gonna learn a lot. So, what is the implications of reincarnations in our lives? So, it strengthens our family ties. Sheik already said that you were born where you need it. You're surrounded by people that it's important and will guide you through the journey. You're gonna need to learn to love each other, to amend your, not that, you know, but like the things that you need to sort it out between yourselves. So God is so just and so beautiful that he puts you where you need to be, and the things that are surround you and the challenges and the things that come up to your life are the things that are going to be important for you to your growth, to your learn. So engenders universal love, you know, so you're going to learn to love one way or another. You're going to learn it. So it's a step towards tolerance. So through many existence, we have many opportunities to be in different places. So we're going to learn about different cultures. So that's the reincarnations allow us. So we're going to be learning racial, religion, social difference. So reincarnation going to allow you to experience different places and people to learn about them. Brings the sense of brotherhood. So we here is like a little group of brothers and sisters that have one common goal: to learn more, to progress, to understand more, you know, to look inside of ourselves and improve our souls. So that's is a brotherhood experience for us. So it's on your family, so it is on your workplace, and any other community that you decide to be part of it. It raises a sense of renewal. You know, it's so good to know that I'm going to have another opportunity to learn things that I might not accomplish in this life. Is a sense that it's okay. I'm doing what I can with the tools that God allows me to have. And it's okay. Also, it's not a race. It doesn't mean you have to achieve everything. No, like you do what you can, and it's good. So we discussed, don't look too much in the past, but also don't look too much in the future. Just be present. What you have right now, it's important. Look at here, and then the future, it's going to take care of itself. Jesus said, look at the birds. What did he said? Look at the birds. They don't worry. It's something about the birds, like don't have to worry about the next day to eat. Jesus, there is a passage in the Bible that says that, you know, so we should look at the birds. They just worry about today. Tomorrow will be provided by God. So stick with that. Do the best what you can today, and tomorrow will take care of itself.
It's about fate.
So to be born, to die, to be reborn yet again, and constantly progress. So that's the way, progress. And we only can do that through reincarnation. So we can learn different things in different times and evolve. So in summary, reincarnation is a blessed opportunity. And this is it for tonight. Anyone would like to comment on something? I should brought the songs as well, no? I brought the books, the people that believe in reincarnations, also the songs.
And I think it's along with the immortality of the soul. Reincarnation also brings consolation and brings hope. So together, this is one of the the conclusions you think when you thinking about that life doesn't finish when you die, and you still have multiple opportunities, and as well you're going to encounter others that you know miss because they gone now, they gone forever, now they haven't gone forever. So that's another consolation. And yeah, so that's
Yeah, it's
my
about faith. It's
consolation.
about like give us hope. So it's beautiful, yeah. So all the aspects of the spiritism is beautiful, but the reincarnation is really great because it gives us hope of the next time, the next day. So it's always a new beginning, you know. So it doesn't matter whatever you think you've done was the worst thing. It was not. There is always a new beginning. Is always a new day. Always a new tomorrow, and can be a tomorrow on like on this time frame, like tomorrow on the 12th of March, but could be a tomorrow on a new existence. So this concludes the studies for today, and I would like you to invite you to a meditation. Let me just get my little thing here. I would like to invite you to sit comfortably on your chair or lie down. You're at home, so, whatever is comfortable for you. And try to concentrate on the things I will be saying here and have your hearts open for the words that we're going to be sharing. Close your eyes if you wish to do so. Bring your awareness to whatever is going on for you right now. If there is any noise, any pets, it doesn't matter. Be aware of your surroundings. Give the weight of your body up to gravity. Let it go. Breathe in and release. Let your body be free. Allow your weight to sink into the points of contact between your body and the surface that you are. Maybe be the floor, the chair, or your bed. Be aware where your body is. What sensations are there right now? Be aware of them. If you notice any tension or resistance towards painful or unpleasant sensations, gently turns towards them. They're just part of you. Accept them as best as you can. If you begin to tense around the breath, then let it go a little bit more with each out breath. Soften into gravity. Notice any thoughts as they arise and pass through the mind. Welcome them. See if you can let them come and go without being to identify with their content. Just observe them as if they were clouds in the sky. Notice any feelings and emotions as they arise. Can you let this come and go? Breathe. Include everything with your awareness with a kindly perspective. Breathe. Now, allow your awareness to gather around the experience of a breath deep and in the body. Drop your awareness inside the breath and feel the different sensations in front, back, and sides of the torso. Feel the air in and out. Can you feel your awareness within the flow and movement of the breath? Use it to anchor your awareness in the present moment. Breathe in the body, noticing each inhale and exhale again and again. Breathe. Each time you notice your mind has wandered, gently guide the mind back to the breath, deep in the body. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, gently expand your awareness to include the whole body. Feel the weight and shape of the body as it sits, stands, or lies. If you got any pain or discomfort, make sure your awareness stays open. Cultivate acceptances or acknowledgement for all your experience. Befriend it. Use the breath to anchor your awareness in the present moment. Breathe in the body, noticing each inhale and exhale again and again. And now that you're aware that you surround your body to the moment, let's be grateful for tonight, for everything that brought us together, for the discussions. We are grateful for the doubts. We are grateful for all the words that we share here tonight, because those words helped us to grow, helped us to have this feeling to persuade more, to want to know more. Because the only way for us to progress, to understand, and to evolve is to open our hearts to the discussions, to the texts, to the knowledge of previous people that allows us to follow their path, so we could keep going, and allowing us to make this path ready for the newcomers. They are coming and will have the same experience or different experience as ourselves. And that is beautiful. This beauty about reincarnation, of this experience that God allows us to have. And we are grateful, dear Lord, so grateful for your divine justice. Please bless us with your light, with your love, as we are letting go the things that we learned and making space for the new. We are grateful for the opportunities, and we are grateful for the new challenge that life will impose upon us. We thank you. And with this feeling of gratitude, of completion, with our hearts full of faith, light, and love, we are grateful for everything. Let's all open our eyes now, coming back to the moment, and so be it. Amen. So guys, thank you for tonight.
Thank you, Dai.
Pleasure.